You ever feel like something isn't quite right, like a weight in the air you can't shake off? That's exactly how I felt lying next to her every night. Something was off. But I never imagined what I was about to uncover. I decided to hide cameras in my living room, and when I checked the footage, it shattered everything I thought I knew about her. But before I tell you what I saw, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, this is a story you won't want to miss. We were supposed to be the perfect couple. Everyone thought so. On the outside, we had it all: beautiful house, stable jobs, and a love that everyone envied. But over time, I started to notice little things. A phone call that lasted longer than usual, a laugh that felt just a little too deep, a smile that didn't quite reach her eyes when she looked at me. And then there were the late nights at the office, times when I'd come home only to find her busy with her phone or the TV. The connection we had once shared felt like it was slipping through my fingers, but I couldn't quite figure out why. At first, I chalked it up to work stress. Maybe I was overthinking things. But then it hit me. The little things added up. The random glances she'd give her phone when I walked into the room. The way she'd seem too busy for a hug or a kiss. I couldn't ignore the nagging feeling that there was something she wasn't telling me. And I was right. I told myself that I trusted her. Really, I did. But trust is a fragile thing. When the whispers of doubt started creeping in, I knew I couldn't just stand by and do nothing. I had to find out the truth. And that's when I made the decision that changed everything. I hid cameras in our living room. I know it sounds crazy, breaking the very trust one was trying to protect, but I felt like I had no choice. At first, the footage was just mundane. Her cleaning, watching TV, and going about her daily routine. For days, nothing out of the ordinary happened. But then, on the fourth day, I noticed something that made my blood run cold. She was sitting on the couch, phone in hand, her face softening in a way I hadn't seen in a while. She looked happy. She was texting someone, and I could see her smile spread across her face. A real smile, genuine, not forced. The kind of smile that used to be reserved for me. But this time, it wasn't for me. And I could feel the pit in my stomach grow deeper. I watched the footage again, trying to make sense of it. Maybe I was overreacting, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. So I kept watching. Later that night, I saw him. The man from her office. He wasn't just any coworker, he was someone she'd mentioned before, always in passing. "Oh, he's just a friend," she'd say when I asked. But now, seeing him walk into our home, my heart skipped a beat. I had never seen him this way before, familiar, comfortable in our space. He was more than just a friend, and I could see it in the way they greeted each other. They exchanged a few words, and then, without hesitation, they leaned in. Their lips met. It was quick, but it was enough to shatter everything. The trust I had in her, the belief that she was the woman I married, was gone. My stomach churned as I watched them kiss again, her hands tracing the back of his neck as if they had done this 100 times before. I had to look away, but I couldn't. My mind raced with 1,000 thoughts, none of them making sense. How long had this been going on? How many times had I been blind to the truth? Every small, subtle thing I had ignored now felt like a slap in the face. I sat there, frozen, staring at the screen. The footage didn't lie. There it was, the proof that my gut had been screaming at me to see. She had betrayed me. In our own living room. The woman I trusted, the woman I loved, was sharing something with another man that she had never shared with me. For hours, I couldn't move. I replayed the footage over and over, each time hoping it was a mistake, hoping I had misinterpreted it somehow. But deep down, I knew. I knew what I had seen. The pain was unbearable. It wasn't just the betrayal itself, it was everything that came with it. The lies. The deceit. The fact that I had been so blind to it all. Every moment we had shared felt tainted. The love we built, the memories we made, they all seemed like a lie now. I couldn't take it anymore. The following day, I confronted her. I couldn't hide from the truth anymore. I had to know why. When she came home that evening, I was already waiting for her. The moment she walked through the door, I couldn't keep it in anymore. I told her I knew. The words came out sharper than I intended, but there was no turning back. I told her I had seen everything on the cameras. Her face turned pale. She didn't say a word at first, just stood there, frozen. The silence was deafening. And then her tears came. She didn't deny it. She didn't try to make excuses. She just sat there, broken, as she confessed everything. She told me about the affair. She told me how it started, how he was just a friend at first, but somewhere along the way, things changed. She said it happened slowly, almost without realizing it. One thing led to another, and before she knew it, they were crossing a line she never thought she would. I could hear the guilt in her voice, but it didn't make the pain any easier to bear. It wasn't just the kiss. It wasn't just the affair. It was the fact that she had kept this from me for so long. The truth had been staring me in the face, and I had been too afraid to see it. I didn't know what to say. What could I say? My world felt like it had come crashing down around me. The woman I trusted, the woman I thought I knew inside and out, was a stranger. And in that moment, I realized that trust, once broken, is never the same. We sat in silence for a long time after that. The weight of the conversation hung between us, but neither of us knew where to go from here. She begged for my forgiveness, and I wanted to forgive her. I truly did, but I didn't know if I could. Could I ever look at her the same way again? Could I ever trust her again? The cameras gave me the truth, but they also gave me something I wasn't prepared for: a broken heart, shattered trust, and a future that suddenly felt uncertain. Maybe there's hope for us. Maybe we can rebuild what we once had. But as I sit here now, I don't know if I'm strong enough to move past this. What would you do in my shoes? Could you ever forgive someone for something like this? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to hear more stories like this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Remember, trust is a fragile thing, and sometimes it's too late to put the pieces back together once it's broken. Keep your eyes wide open, because you never know when your world might shatter in front of you.